Are you a nurse in Nigeria or any part of the African country and it's been proving very difficult for you to secure a job here in the UK? Or you've always been receiving so many unfortunate emails every now and then? Well, this video is for you, so let's go into it. Hi guys, I'm Simiat and you're welcome to my channels. I'll be sharing tips on how to help you land your dream job. I know how frustrating it could be to keep applying for jobs and you keep receiving so many unfortunate emails. Have been there. I feel like I'll be able to help with some tips, especially if your country is part of those countries that are on the WHO organization red list country. Nigeria, I believe Nigeria is part of them. What this means is that agencies are no longer able to actively recruit from these countries. So I totally understand. So my first tip is that every time you apply for a job, make sure to go through the job specification and job criteria. A lot of time, maybe because you've written your English test exam, probably IELTS or OET, and most cases this usually lasts about 2 years, and then because for some of you you're already running out of time, so you feel you should apply as many as possible. So it becomes difficult for you to even take time to go through the job certification or job criteria. Sometimes you fail to go through this and then you miss out a lot of very important points. Like some of them might actually indicate that they need somebody who already have a PIN, and because you did not meet up with the criteria, it means that you're going to get an unfortunate email. So take your time, even if it's just a few minutes, take your time to go through this job specification and criteria. And I will be explaining in details in the subsequent tips that I have on how important these are when you're applying for a job. So the next point for me is you should make sure that your supporting statement is short and concise. I have been there, so I know. If you see the long epistle of supporting statement I used to use while I was applying for job, then I'm sure you will just laugh. Anyways, so I totally understand because we want to impress the employee. So we try as much as possible to go overboard in trying to impress. So we have long labels. My dear, that particular job you're applying for, you're applying for it in Nigeria. I'm sure a lot of other prospective applicants are also applying for it. Same with other applicants in other parts of the African country. That same job, people are applying for it in Philippines, India, Pakistan, so many other countries just for that particular job. So it means at the end of the day, they have so many lists and no employer is willing or ready to actually shove through all those applications. So you will have to make sure that your supporting statement is just very short and go straight to the point. Yeah. Now, when you are writing your supporting statement, you make sure to emphasize on the points they've mentioned in the criteria and in the specification. You make sure you write things that you've done in your past job experiences or in your present job experiences to emphasize how you meet up with those criteria. This is what I meant when I said that I would be talking more on how important it is for you to actually look at the job specification and criteria. So you can even just make it 10 simple sentences, just highlighting how you fit into those job specification or criteria. The next point I have is that for your CVs and experiences, I know for some of the jobs, especially some that are on Indeed, they will only require you to submit your supporting statement and your CV. Why some jobs, especially those ones on track jobs, they will expect you to provide them with your employment history. So while you are supplying that, make sure to emphasize more on the things that they've mentioned in the job specification and job criteria, or the job role in particular. If you're applying for a job in the theater, for instance, I'm sure for some of us that are in Nigeria, especially those that did degree program or even diploma program, at some point while you were still in school, you must have rotated to this area, which means you have the experience. I'm just saying that you should lay emphasis on those experiences that meet the job criteria and the job specification, and that is related to the particular role you are applying. I've seen instances whereby people will apply for a job in the ICU, and then they will still use the same CV they use in applying to a role in a urology ward or in a different ward. No, it shouldn't be the case. Make sure that whatever you are doing, your CV, your supporting statements, your job histories, is laying emphasis on the job roles, the specification, and the criteria. Another point I would like to say is that you shouldn't limit yourself to just one particular website. I've had the opportunity to relate with a lot of nurses, especially my junior colleagues. When you tell them that where have they been applying, they will tell you they've only been applying on TrackJob. There are so many websites that you can actually apply it on for jobs. We have aside the TrackJob, there's what they call the Total Job. There's this Indeed. You can even apply to NHS Scotland. Like, there's this particular website for just jobs in the NHS in Scotland. There's even a website that is just for care homes. So try to make your researches and apply in other areas. Don't limit yourself to just one particular website, which will take me to the fifth tips. And that is, you should take your time and be intentional in your applications. A lot of time, because we just want to make sure that we're applying for about 10 jobs in a day, we don't even take our time at all. Even if it's just 2 jobs you are able to apply for in a day, that is good. As much as it is very good, and then you've taken your time to highlight those things I mentioned earlier on, that's okay. It's not just about the quantity, it's about the quality of what you are doing. Try as much as possible to make sure you are taking your time to read all through, to make sure that your CV is meeting up with those job roles. Don't just be in a rush to just apply. If not, at the end of the day, you receive an unfortunate email. The next point is that you should join as many support group as you can. There's so many support group there on WhatsApp, a lot on Telegram as well. Join as many support group as you can. A lot of time, this support group, they post job adverts that you can apply to. Once you land your interview, some of them post interview questions that you can practice to help you ace your interview. Join as many as you can. And then lastly, one person that I believe in God's interference in whatever you do. Pray to God after you've done your own best. Leave the rest to God and pray to God that make it easy for you to land your dream job. I hope that all these points that I've said are going to be very useful in ensuring that you get your dream job. If you eventually are able to use this point and it has been useful, please come to the comment section and let me know. And if there's any other topic you would like me to talk about, I'll be glad and happy to do me a favor to share to other people that you think it's going to be useful for. Thank you very much. Okay, bye. I'll see you in the next video.